We repeteren inderdaad altijd met onze eigen chefdirigent of met de uitgenodigde koordirigent. Als de orkestdirigent, de totaalleider, erbij komt, dan is er in 99% van de gevallen altijd een aparte repetitie waarop de beste man of vrouw een enkele keer met ons apart werkt met piano. Om even te kijken van, zitten we allemaal op één lijn? Voordat we beginnen aan de totale orkestrepetitie. Dus er is altijd een kleine verkenning. Dus op de orkestrepetitie is het de bedoeling dat het niet opeens nieuw is.
It is the first piece that Stravinsky wrote for America. It shows again with Stravinsky. Stravinsky is one of the most fantastic chameleons you had in history, in musical history. He kept on changing his styles all the time, so and being creative all the time. So this one marks again a very important period for his creative life, which is his relationship with America. He wrote that for America, and he called this a symphony of psalms. I mean, which is paradox in itself. I mean, but he is referring here to a very, very early tradition in music. He's referring to Schütz, he's referring to Gabrieli, and symphony here doesn't mean symphony as we know after, say, the 19th century, in the 19th century conception. Symphony means here music making together, and then using psalms texts as a means of conveying this idea. Stravinsky himself had a very dubious relationship with his creed. I mean, he defined himself as someone who believed, but he didn't define himself as a religious composer. So it is, you know, as usual with Stravinsky, a very dubious situation. I mean, we can feel how he treats the psalm texts with great respect, with great attitude, but at the same time, I think, which is the aspect which is more important for Stravinsky, is the difference between the Apollinic and the Dionysus idea. So it's actually the Apollo as the god of beauty, and Dionysus as the god of, you know, pleasure. And between these two poles, he places the psalms. And I think that this is a concept that has to be observed when you perform that music. It was not something that could be compared to the Rite of Spring, you know, that people were throwing eggs and tomatoes on the performers or something like that. But I mean, it was viewed as a normal religious piece. But I stress that there is an aspect, there is a religious aspect to that, no doubt. But at the same time, there's that dichotomy, that difference of poles, which is so specific for Stravinsky. Poulenc was, as opposed to Stravinsky, a very clearly Catholic composer. He defined himself as a Catholic composer. But, I mean, his treatment of the Gloria text is very French, in a way, if you understand what I mean. I mean, it is, of course, a work of belief, no doubt about that. It is a religious work, as opposed to the Symphony of Psalms, which is not only a religious work. But there are aspects to the Gloria which are fascinating. I mean, he sometimes treats the Gloria cries of the choir in an almost grotesque way. This laudamus te, benedicimus te, and it's a very fast humorous. It's religious with a smile, and it ends up in a wonderful heavenly atmosphere. With Stravinsky, it is the other non-religious aspect which is interesting. Here in Poulenc, it is the religiosity, but with a sense of smile, with a little, you know, a humorous feeling to it.
Je zou kunnen zeggen dat iedere dirigent een stukje muzikaal bewustzijn achterlaat bij de muzici. Dat is de bedoeling. Dat is de bedoeling van de wederzijdse bevruchting die een bouwsteen vormt voor het samen muziek maken. En dat is ook vrijwel altijd het geval. Een hele enkele keer denk je, jeetje mina, wat was dit een rommeltje, en dan wil je zo'n dirigent zo snel mogelijk vergeten. Dat komt ook voor, maar dat is zeker nu niet het geval.